How do I grow my channel? When you search these words on YouTube today, you're confronted with videos from large YouTubers on how to make your channel the next big hit. In fact, here's a quick example of some of the advice you might receive.
Is one of the biggest mistakes new creators make, launching with one video or, even worse, an empty channel. His solution? Launch with 5 videos.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg. As you explore the sea of advice from larger content creators, you'll be recommended to post high-quality videos, eventually followed by recommendations to post as much as possible, at least a video a day. Soon you'll find videos that end up revolving around a paid course, or to promote a new AI tool that helps you with content creation. Now, I'm not here to question the effectiveness or ethicality of these videos, but I can say one thing for sure. If you're a smaller YouTuber who has time-consuming commitments, such as school or a 9-to-5 job, this advice isn't practical or sustainable. As a smaller YouTuber myself, let me instead provide you with 4 key aspects of content creation you should focus on to sustainably grow your channel. And let's start with the fundamental aspect that's not talked about enough in my opinion: content quality. When I refer to content quality, I'm not referring to the quality of the idea or structure, but rather the quality of the video and audio used. As of 2025, YouTube themselves have confirmed that more viewers in the US are now watching from their TV instead of smartphones, and that TV viewers account for 42% of total minutes watched worldwide. What this means for content creators is that videos with 180p resolution at 60 FPS are no longer considered high quality. It's now the minimum requirement your content must satisfy to engage viewers. Additionally, your audio must be crisp and clear with no background noises or static that could unpleasantly distract your viewer. Just take a moment to imagine someone hopping on the TV after a long day of work and ask yourself this question: do they really want to spend their limited downtime squinting at a blurry screen or wincing at muffly and peaky audio? Low quality content is a mental tax on the viewer. The more work they have to do to understand what's happening, the faster they'll click away to a creator who makes the experience effortless for them. So what should you personally do about this? If your gear isn't good enough to help you create content satisfying the requirements I mentioned, don't wait for YouTube money to upgrade or think you'll be fine by upgrading later. Instead, spend more effort on creating extra savings or taking up a different side hustle in order to upgrade your gear as soon as possible. Once you have gear that can support your channel, make sure you also spend some time tweaking your video and audio setup to make the experience for your viewer as pleasant as possible. Whether it's adjusting the lighting within the camera's vision, or adding voice filters to help stabilize your voice recordings. Once you've nailed down this fundamental, I can guarantee you've already beat 80% of content creators and can move on to the next key aspect of content creation: uniqueness. In regards to the actual content of your video, most large YouTubers tell you to pick a niche or have an interesting personality. While these statements have some truth to them, they're also hyper-fixated on what the YouTuber themselves found to be successful when they started their channel. Instead, take a step back and think about the broader YouTube ecosystem. You've most likely watched plenty of videos yourself. So have you ever had thoughts such as, "I wish this video was much shorter," or "I have some pretty funny jokes to make about this topic"? These are some oddly specific examples, but what you're trying to find is any unique content idea that doesn't already have hundreds of videos about it. One of my more favorite examples recently is from a channel called Japan Eat. As the name implies, the content is about a guy trying various foods in Japan. And as you might have already guessed, this is a heavily saturated market on YouTube that's already filled with plenty of videos and YouTubers. But take a moment to watch this example clip.
I was browsing the Kagawa Pokemon Center when I saw they had exclusive Pikachu plushes holding a strange sprinkled cone. This item is only for people who want to become happy. No Deborah Downers or gloomy Garys here. But I am nice man with happy feelings all the time, so I think I'm safe to order. Just holding this cone increased my happiness level by a significant amount.
So what did we just experience? We experienced a fast-paced, yet calming video. We experienced adorable visuals from the Pikachu to the ice cream. We experienced jokes here and there, and overall a happy vibe. While most food reviews are loud and bloated, this YouTuber chose to be relaxing, fast, and comedic, filling an ecosystem gap that most people didn't even know existed. And that's exactly what you need to aim for in order to grow. Don't try to be the next version of your favorite YouTuber. They already exist. The YouTube ecosystem doesn't need a second-rate version of someone else. It needs the first-rate version of the gap you see in the market. Once you find that gap, you're ready to move on to the third key aspect of content creation: framing. So let's say you have your unique idea and you have the right gear to make your video visually and audibly appealing. You upload videos whenever possible, but nothing's changed. you still don't have too many people clicking on or watching your videos. Is the YouTube algorithm making you unlucky, not matching your channel with the right viewers? Well, no. There is still one key factor you're missing out on, which is providing viewers with a reason to click on your videos. This is often heavily tied to your thumbnail and title, with larger YouTubers saying that the CTR, or how often viewers click on your videos, is one of the most important factors for your channel to grow. Now, the advice usually given is to spend more time on perfecting your thumbnails and titles, but let's take that a step further to analyze what it really means to accomplish such a feat. Let's say you're making a video about 10 facts regarding Marvel's Captain America movies. Here, we have a title called 10 Facts About Captain America, with a picture of him as the thumbnail. Now, I can't personally imagine a scenario where I'm browsing through YouTube and I'm excited to watch this video, unless I'm a hardcore fan. Alternatively, take a look at this title called 10 Surprising Facts About Captain America You Definitely Missed. It's followed up with a thumbnail having an arrow pointing at Captain America saying almost Will Smith. Now, we're establishing intrigue by implying a knowledge gap for a lot more viewers. We've piqued the viewer's interest by making them wonder what details they may have missed from the movie. We're also hooking the viewer in with an interesting fact from the thumbnail, which is telling the viewer they're going to have a fun time by clicking on the video. This combination isn't just attracting fans of Captain America, it's attracting a much wider audience, from people who watched the movie to people who are curious why a white character was almost replaced with a black actor. So next time you create your title and thumbnail, don't just focus on telling your viewers what your video is about. Instead, focus on showing the viewer why they can't afford to keep scrolling. With that, let's move on to the final aspect of content creation for us smaller YouTubers, the Toolset. This section is about addressing the biggest enemy for a small YouTuber, burnout. When you're balancing content creation with other commitments, every minute counts. Most creators treat every video like a brand new project starting from scratch. They spend hours scrolling through fonts, choosing the right background color they want to use, messing with new audio techniques, and much more. This isn't just creating, it's plying through the same mud over and over again. If you don't develop a system for creating videos, you're not building a channel. You're just giving yourself a second, unpaid job. So here's my final tip to you. Go through the gruesome process of figuring out everything you can for a single video. From there, take some time to jot down notes on what techniques or ideas you used for your video, from font choice to editing techniques to audio tricks. Once you've noted down your points, make another video leveraging the same techniques and ideas you just jotted down, with one exception. Focus on mastering one new tool per video. Think of every video not just as a finished product, but rather as a factory that incrementally produces higher quality content with every video you publish. Growing on YouTube as a smaller creator isn't about working harder than the giants. It's about working smarter within the limits of your own life. By focusing on content quality to respect your viewers' time, finding your uniqueness to fill the ecosystem's gaps, framing your ideas for the masses, and building a toolset that protects your own energy, you aren't just making videos. You're building a sustainable path to success. So take a look at your current project. Does it use high-quality assets? Does it fill a gap? Is the purpose of your video clear in the title? If not, that's okay. Just make the next video that much better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.